Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from our studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy, culture, and even food, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Today we bring you two rankings from what's popular right now in the genre of culture and food.
Now, first from culture, we have a ranking of mascots created to publicize various locations in Japan.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at the top 10 mascots of the 2012 Local Mascot Grand Prix competition. Number 10. Yuzuru Takinomichi. He is the mascot of Mino City in Osaka Prefecture. His mission is to promote Japanese citrus and maple. He's a samurai who loves eating Japanese maple leaf tempura and honors kindness to others over all else. Number 9. Ayukoro-chan. He's the mascot of Atsugi City in Kanagawa Prefecture. His design incorporates Atsugi's specialties, the sweet fish, and the nationally renowned shirokoro, a pork organ dish. He loves his vest, which features Atsugi's other attractions, such as fireworks and hot springs. Number 8. Yanana. She's the mascot of Yanagase Shopping District in Gifu Prefecture. She's been a very active celebrity figure, throwing the first pitch at ball games and even going to the Japan Expo in Paris in 2012. She will be missed when she retires in March 2013. Number 7. Promotion Daimyo Ieyasu-kun. From Ieyasu-kun's eel top knot to the orange motif on his clothing, he's jam-packed with the specialties of Hamamatsu City, Shizuoka Prefecture. If you're fortunate enough to meet him, maybe you'll get promoted. Number 6. Shimaneko. It's the mascot of Shimane Prefecture. Its headdress represents the Izumo Taisha Grand Shrine. Number 5. Fukka-chan. It is the mascot of Fukaya City in Saitama Prefecture. Its distinguishing feature is its sleek horns. It looks like a cross between a rabbit and a deer. Number 4. Sanomaru. The mascot of Sano City in Tochigi Prefecture. He wields fried sweet potatoes and wears a ball as a hat. The ball's motif spells out Sano, the name of the city. He's a samurai who lives in the castle town. Number 3. Gunma-chan. It is the mascot of Gunma Prefecture. It's a young pony who works tirelessly to promote Gunma. Number 2. Choruru. Choruru is the PR chief of Yamaguchi Prefecture. Its name comes from a word in the Yamaguchi dialect. Its face represents the kanji characters for Yamaguchi and dons the theme colors of Yamaguchi's tourism promotion campaign. And number 1. Buddy-san. Buddy-san was created to promote Imabari City A bird from Imabari, a city known for yakitori, Bari-san also represents Imabari's industry with the Kurushima Kaikyo Bridge on its head and the Haramaki belly band.
Well, that was our 2012 local mascot ranking. Well, 865 local mascots participated in the 2012 local mascot Grand Prix, and those in the top 10 were all cleverly designed, I think.
They were,
yes.
weren't they? And the mascot that took first place this time is called Bari-san. It was named after Imabari City, obviously. And just to show you where it is, it's located in Ehime Prefecture in the Shikoku region. It has many tourist sites. And actually, Bari-san came in second place the year before in 2011. So now that it's crowned number one, the city is really hoping that this would have a positive economic effect.
Well, being number one, how big is the economic impact actually?
It is quite big, actually. Just to give an example, the character that took first place the year before in 2011 is the goods that we have over here. It's called Kumamon, and it's to promote Kumamoto Prefecture. And why it's a bear is because the name Kumamoto, the Kuma means bear in Japanese, and that's why it's created as a bear character. And anyhow, with this character, in 2012, apparently it brought in over, I have a chart over here, 306 million US dollars in sales, and that's about over 11 times compared to the previous year, so it just shows how high the expectation is.
Well, I believe so too. Our next ranking features a food culture born in Japan, instant noodles. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look at the top 10 instant ramen products. Here are Japan's best sellers. Number 10. These noodles feel freshly made thanks to their innovative manufacturing technique. Vegetables lend depth to the tonkotsu or pork bone broth. It pairs well with the firm noodles. Number 9. This is a long-selling product since 1963. The spicy sauce is its selling point. It is the only yakisoba or pan-fried noodles on today's top 10 list. Number 8. These noodles have a fresh al dente texture due to their new manufacturing method. Vegetables lend depth to the chicken broth. Here are some suggestions on how to make these ramen taste even better.
麺の力中華そばに私がちょい足しするのはマグロフレークです。フレークの食感と甘みが醤油ラーメンを引き立ててくれます。甘みがたまんないです。
Number 7. These noodles were carefully designed to have a specific texture using Nissin's new manufacturing method.
きんぴらごぼうを入れてみました。シャキシャキの食感とごま油の香りがたまりません。
Number 6. This product line uses different noodles for each flavor. For their miso ramen, they use springy wide noodles. It's very filling. Number 5. A relative newcomer, this one joined the product lineup in August 2012. The soap brings out the mild chicken flavor of the broth. Number 4. A popular choice since it came out in 1971, its flavor has remained unchanged. The noodles incorporate yams, which give them a distinct texture.
Tomato and バジルソースを足してみました。 塩ラーメンにはイタリアンのアレンジもおすすめです。トマト合う。
Number 3. This was the world's first instant ramen in 1958. Although its flavor has remained constant, it continues to evolve by incorporating new packaging techniques.
バターを焦がして入れてみました。バターでまろやかさと香ばしさをプラスしてみました。これ癖になります。
Number 2. Sold since 1968, it was developed when miso ramen became popular in Sapporo, Hokkaido Prefecture. Its appearance triggered a miso ramen boom nationwide.
ポテトサラダを足してみました。マヨネーズ好きの皆さんにはたまらないと思います。このポテトのシャキシャキした食感が美味しいです。
And number 1. These noodles were introduced in November 2011. The supple, chewy noodles are of medium width. Ginger and garlic come together in the shoyu broth, making it a perfect nighttime snack.
Well, I didn't know that instant noodles have been evolving recently. Well, let's take a look at ranking again. Seems there are a lot more of these products that are close in texture to freshly made noodles.
Yes, you're right. Actually, when you count them, half the products that were ranked in this ranking boast some sort of new manufacturing method to create that unique texture.
Well, what sparked this fresh-tasting noodle fad was the Maruchan Seimen line, which had 4 products in the ranking.
Yes, they did. Now, the company that actually manufactures Maruchan Seimen is Toyo Suisan, and the product first came out on the market on November 7th, 2011, and the company shipped out 200 million packages within 1 year.
Wow.
You can see how it just keeps on increasing. And that was actually double their annual sales goal, and the company now is adding production lines to further increase sales.
Well, instant noodles were born in Japan and became popular worldwide, so I hope it will gain more popularity with this new type of noodle. Well, that's it for today's Channel Japan ranking. Next up, we have a new series, Unique Japan.
Now, this new series features various scenes that become familiar once you live here. The concept is to bring attention to aspects of Japanese cities, and in each episode, someone who is originally from outside of Japan introduces a slice of Japanese city life through their eyes.
Let's have a look.
Japanese cities are very attractive to people worldwide. Today, Tatiana will share what she finds uniquely attractive about Japan. She's a culinary expert from Ukraine and has lived in Japan for 12 years.
私が素晴らしいと思う日本の街がここ商店街です。
She brought us to Jujo Ginza Shopping District. Shopping districts are a common sight in Japan, but it is special in Tatiana's eyes. But doesn't Ukraine have shopping districts too?
ヨーロッパの市場だったら朝やったりとか、あと週末しかやってなかったりしてます。で、ここ雨降っても雪降っても朝から晩までやってるので、ウクライナにそれはないんですよ。
In Japan, shopping districts are open every day. Although that's taken for granted here, it is a wonderful luxury in her eyes.
これは何ですか？
これはね、タラの芽。今が旬なんです。美味しい。
勉強になりました。本当に素晴らしいのは、みんなお店の人はスペシャリスト。いろんなことを教えてくれるんですよ。
Indeed, the Japanese shopping district is essentially a city of experts.
商店街がある日本、本当に素晴らしいですよ。
These shopping district experts are always there for you. It's nothing unusual here, but it's something Japan can be proud of. Next, Hana shares what she finds uniquely attractive about Japan. She's an English teacher from the United States who has lived in Japan for 18 years.
私が素晴らしいと思う日本の街はここです下町
In Tokyo, Yanaka is a quaint district where many traditional nagaya, or long row houses, remain.
東京の下町って家と家がギュッて集まってる。アメリカではプライバシーを大事にしてる人が多いから考えられないかもしれない。私大好きです。近所付き合いが簡単にできる。隣同士で助け合えるっていうのがもう本当にあったかくて。
Row houses were built during the Edo period for people who moved to Tokyo from afar. Each house shares its walls with its neighbors, and the residents help each other through life's ups and downs.
こんにちは。
The entire district is one big family. From Hana's perspective, it is an envious community, full of warmth.
井戸があるわ。
Wells like these served a central role in row house neighborhoods as places to exchange information. These districts preserve the traditional Japanese spirit. It's a unique legacy that should be preserved for future generations.
Well, we have been taking the scenery for granted, but seems that people from other countries can appreciate them with fresh perspective.
I agree. The same thing happens to us when we travel abroad, but I'm sure anyone can enjoy various aspects of Japan based on their own unique point of view.
I think so too. Well, after the break, we show you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
Just a map and a heart full of courage. Our founders started out with little, but they dared to dream big. Today, our reach is global and our resources extensive, but we still have our eyes on the horizon. With courage, reaching out to the world. Mitsui & Company.
My parents work at a really great company, which makes cool computers and LCD TVs. Not only that, they build elevators for skyscrapers and zooming fast bullet trains. My mom designs the company's CT scan systems, which spot diseases. My dad develops power generation systems so people will have plenty of electricity. The company where my parents work is Toshiba.
Has anybody finished doing their pictures?
I have.
All around the world, Toshiba technology is hard at work, bringing smarter, faster, more sustainable development to life.
When I grow up, I want to work for people.
For a growing future, Toshiba.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we introduce you to some of our popular documentary program. Today, it's an episode from Japanese Dream by TBS featuring a doctor who uses a recently developed method to fight cancer.
Now, the number of people who die from cancer in Japan is on the rise, and currently the number is over 350,000 a year. And so that's why a treatment called heavy ion radiotherapy is gaining attention. It's a treatment that puts less of a burden on the patient.
Well, some say this heavy ion radiotherapy is the trump card to save cancer patients. Let's take a look at the front lines of this cancer treatment.
One out of every 3 Japanese dies from cancer. However, Japan has cutting-edge technology to fight it. Patients only need to lie down, and there's no pain. Their cancer cells are eradicated without making any incisions in the body. This innovative treatment only requires a few half-hour sessions.
注射の方痛いですよ。仲間と話したんですけど、これからの医療変わるねと。
究極の放射線治療と言ってもいいと思うんですよね。外科医の仕事が大幅に減るんじゃないかという。
The amazing treatment is made possible by a giant facility with cutting-edge technology. It is wielded as a weapon in one man's war against cancer.
がん細胞が一体何考えてんだこいつはどこに手にしたいんだこの野郎懲らしめてやろうみたいな感じですね。
Nakano has saved many patients for whom surgery was not a viable option. His war on cancer is personal. In junior high school, he lost his father, who was still in his prime.
親父を殺した憎き相手だな。本当の気持ちが。
We close in on his passionate pursuit of victory over cancer.
I have a dream.
No medical equipment is visible aside from the bed.
切らずに治すがん治療としてはですね、現存するものでは重粒子線が最もいいのではないかというふうに信じています。
This room is used for heavy ion radiotherapy. Heavy ion beams are aimed at the body from outside to destroy cancer cells. We were allowed to observe the treatment. Hiromitsu Ono is 86 years old. He was diagnosed with advanced liver cancer.
正直言って私も後輩とか知ってる人にがんで亡くなったのを知ってますんでね、運命だっていう感じにしてましたからね。
Due to his advanced age, surgery was deemed high risk. Nakano's heavy ion radiotherapy is his last hope. First, the patient is fitted with a custom-made immobilization device.
痛いとか具合の悪いとこないね。はい、はい、ありがとう。これがボーナスで。
Then, a polyethylene block in the shape of the tumor is placed on a ceiling-mounted device. This focuses the heavy ion beam on the tumor. Once preparations are complete, staff go to a separate room. The innovative cancer therapy is about to begin. The heavy ion beam only radiates the tumor for 1 to 2 minutes. The patient's breathing is closely monitored.
呼吸がうつになった時にはビームを止める。それでまた安定した時におっしゃるそうです。
This is to prevent a misalignment between the tumor and the focus of the beam. 15 minutes after the patient's arrival.
終わりました。
Even the elderly and weakened patients can undergo this treatment without issue. Did the heavy ion radiation have an effect?
なんかどの辺当たったかわしには分からん。
この赤いのは症状じゃなくて押し付けたせいでここら辺ですね。ここら辺。はい。
当たり前なんですけど傷がないっていう、すごいなっていう
そうですよね。細かい骨っていうのはありますけど、何でもないんですね。素晴らしいと思いますね。
In Ono's case, he only receives 4 treatments a week, with follow-ups for observation. This new cancer treatment method was built upon cutting-edge technology.
これが我々の炭素イオン治療装置の心臓部のシンクロトロンでございます。
First, carbon ions, the building blocks of heavy ion radiation, are made from methane gas. Using an accelerator 20 meters in diameter, the carbon ions are shot into tumors at 200,000 kilometers per second, or 70% of the speed of light.
我々がいかにこれを使ってですね、患者さんに最もいい治療を提供するかというのが我々の重要な使命だと思ってますから。
According to Nakano, it is the doctor's prerogative to provide the best treatment possible. He has constantly advocated the use of the treatment. He also does general public outreach by holding facility tours. When he was in 7th grade, his father, well known as a hard worker, suddenly collapsed and was diagnosed with late-stage stomach cancer.
もうあの時は本当にもう頭を殴られるようなショックでしたね。もうがんなんていうのはうちには関係ないと当然若い頃はね思ってましたから。
His father fought the cancer for his family, but finally succumbed at the age of 44. He vowed to get back at cancer for taking his father's life. After entering Gunma University's medical program, he specialized in radiotherapy, a non-surgical cancer treatment method.
あの建物が世界でたった1カ所しかない全く新しいがん治療施設です。
In 1994, the National Institute of Radiological Sciences came into the spotlight for conducting heavy ion radiation treatment. This is it. Nakano was excited by the news.
もう seeing is believing ですよね。自分で目の前で見てしまって分かってしまったわけですよ。だからもうあとはやるしかないと。これをやるのが自分の使命だなみたいな。
6 years later, the Gunma University Heavy Ion Medical Center's construction was underway. In 2010, it began receiving patients. Nakano thought of his father as he activated the beam for the first time.
世界からですね、この重粒子線施設を見学に来られる科学者がいっぱいいますので、そういうところにオラが群馬をですね、こう発信したいということがありまして、パッションというかそういうのがちょっとおかしな人間でして。
Nakano believes it's the doctor's prerogative to provide the best care possible. A center ascribing to a similar philosophy has been built in Kyushu's Saga Prefecture. A treatment facility similar to what he developed at Gunma University. It was completed in October 2012.
やっぱり嬉しいというか、
そうですね。弟分ができたみたいな、子供ができたみたいな、ちょっと言い過ぎですね。
A collaborative effort between industry, government and academia, the Saga Heimat is the first heavy ion radiation therapy center in Kyushu. Patient services are scheduled to begin in May 2013. The center attracted a lot of media attention on the day they first opened their doors to showcase their cutting-edge cancer treatment facility. Always intense in his war against cancer, Nakano seemed relaxed that day.
今後、実際治療が始まったらまたなおさらなんですけど、中野先生にまたいろいろご指導いただきながらね、やっていきたいなというふうに思ってます。
でまた頑張りましょう。
ありがとうございます。
Ono has completed heavy ion radiation therapy for his advanced liver cancer. Although the tumor is still visible, he is making steady progress.
徐々にですね、がん細胞が溶けるようになくなって、2、3ヶ月経ちますとこのがんがほとんど消失すると。
だから犬と歩いてるんで、ちょっとこうね、群馬にこの、重粒子治療のあれを作っていただいていることは本当にそういう点でも感謝だけですけども、これからなおまた大勢の方々患者さんのためにですね、多くの人を知ってもらって、そして皆さんこのありがたい恩恵によくされていけば一番いいなと思います。
こんにちは、娘です。めぐみです。覚えてますか？娘ですよ。
Nakano's eldest daughter, Megumi, is a fourth-year medical student in a national university. She is studying hard in the hopes of following in her father's footsteps.
パパの一番すごいいいなって思うところは、やっぱこうみんなに対してすごい優しいっていうところで、なんかそういう人の心をあったかくできるような人柄っていうのが自分の父親の一番自慢できるところだと思っています。パパのことは超えていきたいっていうふうにすごく思ってるんで、10年後20年後その時もまだこう追いかけ続けられる背中であるようにいてもらいたいなっていうふうに思ってます。
いやー、ちょっとうるうるしそうだったんで今じっとこらえたよ。あんなことで泣いたらかっこ悪いからな。本当にパッションと使命感だね。夢があるからそこに山があるから登るんで、そこにね病気があるから治したいんで、それに向かってもうとことんやって朽ち果てたいと。
Well, the traditional mainstream methods of treating cancer have been surgery, chemotherapy, and so on. But if the use of this heavy ion radiotherapy becomes more widespread, the burden on the patient will be reduced.
You're right. But there are difficulties since this treatment requires investment in expensive equipment. And so this treatment is only available in a limited number of locations worldwide. And in the case of Japan, I have a map over here, until quite recently, only 3 facilities offered this treatment. But last year, a 4th was built in Saga.
Yes.
In the Kyushu region, and they're planning to start offering services in May 2013.
Well, let's hope that there will be more advanced medical facilities in the future. After the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economic program, Gachiri Monday. Don't go away.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green air conditioning systems in Singapore.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Changing emissions from copper refineries into fertilizer. That is where Sumitomo Chemical got its start. For 100 years, we've been delivering the power of chemistry around the world. And we will continue to help make the world a better place. for the next 100 years and more.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. The pulse of the region at your fingertips with unique insights from Nikkei. With Nikkei Asian Review, stay up to date on the latest economic trends anywhere in the world. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program. Today, it's from Gachiri Monday by TBS. This episode features a niche industry.
Now, Gachiri Monday has focused on several niche industries in the past, such as companies that manufacture elevators, doors, and even pumps.
Well, today, the episode introduces the push-button switch industry. There are aspects we never notice using buttons and switches in our everyday lives. Let's have a look.
Today on Gachiri Monday, the push-button switch industry. Switches and buttons are all around us. We can't go a day without using one. They play an essential part in our daily lives. Yet, not many know that it is quite a fascinating industry. These buttons, being made at incredible speed, are tucked away inside many household appliances. These buttons are made at a factory in Tokyo. There, they pay meticulous attention to detail. After watching this, you may never look at switches and buttons in the same way again. In search of successful manufacturers, we first headed to Alps Electric in Ota Ward, Tokyo. This is Ms. Imamura from Sales Planning. What kinds of products does the company make?
うちはこのボタンを作っています。こんなに薄いんですけどボタンなんです。
This button is called a tact switch. It's rarely visible from the outside, but it's found in various machines. For example, refrigerators, washing machines, televisions, toilet seats and scales can all contain Alps Electric buttons. The company has a product line of over 600 different types of buttons. With annual sales of $2.8 billion, they are the top manufacturer in the industry. But why do their products sell so well?
1日1000回押したとしても10年は持つボタンです。
To make durable buttons, they are subjected to rigorous endurance tests that are conducted tens of thousands of times. Ms. Mori has specialized in button testing for 10 years.
やはり世界一だと思っています。自信を持って。
Thank you for your wonderful response, Ms. Mori.
もう全部カットでやる。無理だって。
Their catalogue lists a seemingly endless number of choices. For example, one called SKRW is used in cell phones. The 500,000 cycles means it will endure 500,000 pushes. As for the SKRR, used in portable game consoles, it is guaranteed up to 5 million pushes. Even if you push it 1,000 times a day, it will last 13 years. So, how do they make these buttons? We went to Alps Electric Kakuda plant to find out. The plant manager, Mr. Sakamoto, showed us the way.
こちらがゲーム機のボタンを作っている機械になります。ゲーム機？はい。いかに早く作るかということが我々のポイントになってますので。はい。
This machine produces 1 billion of these buttons per year. At Alps Electric, they have produced 120 billion buttons of various types so far. On what do they place the most emphasis?
フィーリング、感触、いかに気持ちのいい押し方ができるかというこの2つが大きいと思います。
The company conducts extensive research on the button push. For each appliance, they research how much button push force would feel just right. The unit used to measure this force is a Newton. For example, this cell phone button needs 1.6 newtons. The side buttons need 3.5 newtons, making it harder for them to be pushed accidentally in your pocket. Buttons on game consoles only require 1 newton, so that it's easy for children to use. The required force is varied depending on the button's purpose. Also,
もっと軽い方がいい、もっと重たい方がいい。これはメーカーさんによって違いますので、それぞれに全部合わせ込んでます。
Even if the button looks the same, the company varies the required force to accommodate their clients. They are also meticulous about something else. Listen carefully. The sounds they make are slightly different, also due to requests from their clients. What determines the sound volume is the thickness of this flat metal spring. When it's thick, the sound is loud. When it's thin, the sound is soft. When they use rubber instead, there is no sound. According to Mr. Sakamoto, their most selective clients are car manufacturers. Domestic car makers want the quietest cars and request silent buttons, while foreign car makers want buttons with a solid click. Who knew there would be so many different requests?
任せてください。はい。
Next, we visited Toyo Networks and System Integration. Mr. Hatakeyama showed us around.
うちはですね、このボタンでがっちり儲けてます。券売機。
The company makes buttons for a wide range of ticket vending machines. For example,
牛めしで有名な松屋さんの券売機はすべて私どもが提供させていただいております。松屋？はい。
their meal ticket vending machine division has performed especially well. In 2012, their combined annual sales was $104 million. This is Mr. Otsuki from R&D.
このボタンは、真ん中だけではなくて、どこを押してもですね、確実に、反応すると。
There's a little trick that allows this to happen. The button has a slight angle that makes it jut out. It acts as a lever, allowing it to respond anywhere you push it. The key to ticket machine buttons is to make them easy for the user to push. There's another reason why the buttons are at an angle.
ボタンが下の方に配置されるとですね、視認性が悪いと。
Customers won't choose a menu item that is hard to read. It would be a fatal drawback for ticket machines. Increasing the angle too much would result in more glare, so it's hard to read. Through much trial and error, they finally found the best angle for readability.
13.5 度になっております。
13.5 度。
はい、それがぴったりでした。
あ、そうなんですか。
They determined that 13.5 degrees was the best angle. Visibility and ease of use are of critical importance. Mr. Otsuki's button research has a long ways to go. We next visited Oriental Core Geisha in Auto Ward. What kind of buttons do they make here? President Sugimoto welcomed us with a smile.
どんなボタンを作ってるところですか？
うちですか。エレベーターの押しボタンを作ってるんですけどね。見たことあります？
あります。
They make elevator buttons. These square, round, and various other elevator buttons net around $2 million. So, what is the company's philosophy?
やっぱり乗り心地より押し心地。エレベーターってそういうもんですから。
With the motto, it's all about the button push, not the ride itself. All of the buttons here are made by hand. What is the most important factor of your buttons?
まあうちほとんどのものがまたコンマ5からコンマ7ぐらいにしてますね。
それは何ですか、コンマ？
The button's stroke or gap value is set from 0.5 to 0.7 millimeters. Why is that?
人間が押して一番気持ちのいいストロークがそれくらいだと。
There is another reason the stroke value ranges from 0.5 to 0.7 millimeters. Elevators are essentially boxes hanging from wires. Without these gaps, the motion caused by elevator passengers may be enough to activate the switch. The gap is designed to prevent such accidents by acting as a buffer. Mr. Sugimoto is also experimenting with new buttons. This button is unusually large, measuring 8 by 8 centimeters. It is popular at hospitals and hospice facilities because it's easy to see and push. Its size isn't the only thing that's large. They added a loud sound to accommodate people with impaired eyesight. This was a huge hit. Others, such as buttons you step on, and buttons using blue and green LEDs, are being released. And this is his current favorite, the waterproof button.
水の中ずっと入れっぱなしでも1年間2年間入れてても大丈夫なんですよ。
Where would such a button be used? In service elevators, where steam from food can cause condensation buildup. Mr. Sugimoto's forays into the world of elevator buttons continue. Next, we headed to Panasonic. Perhaps we'll see some buttons for home electronics.
こちらでですね、照明用のスイッチを作ってます。
照明用のスイッチ。はい。
Panasonic originally made various household wiring devices, such as light bulb sockets. Then a light switch sold in 1938 became a huge hit and found its way into Japanese homes everywhere. They have been leading the light switch industry ever since. As for the number of Panasonic light switches in Japan,
だいたい10億個ぐらいが今ついてるんじゃないかなと思いますね。10億個。はい。
What's the secret behind their success?
このサイズというものが世の中の規格で決まっています。ですから我々はこの中でいろんな変化、良さを出しています。
The dimensions of light switches are regulated by a standard. In Japan, there are two sizes. The smaller one is 7 centimeters by 12 centimeters, and the larger one is 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Before, companies made light switches in a variety of shapes and sizes. Standardizing the dimensions made it easier to swap light switches.
この狭い中で熾烈な戦いをしているわけです。
Panasonic developed a revolutionary product on this tiny battlefield.
操作する面が大きくしています。大きくすることによってですね、我々の先に戦う領域が増えましたので、この中にいろんな機能的な商品を入れることができています。
The typical on and off switch looked like this before, but in 2000 that all changed. This huge switch, the Cosmo series, was unveiled. It immediately became quite popular because the large switch made it easy to find and use. It also created more opportunities for innovation.
こちらの方がですね、取ったらリモコンというのがありまして、ここにスイッチがありますけれども、これが実は取れまして、取ったらですね、リモコンになります。
Other examples are the Katteni switch, a switch that turns on when people walk by, and the Akatara timer, a switch that you open to reveal a timer inside. The possibilities of the light switch seem endless. Panasonic switches are popular overseas as well.
サウジアラビアでも出してますけど、こういうキンキラのものがですね、好まれますね。
サウジアラビア。
そうです。
Tailoring switches to specific overseas markets has been good business. For example, Thailand has many brick houses, so a sideways button can readily replace a single brick. Simple is best when it comes to installation. In Vietnam, they prefer switches that can fit many within a single panel. And then there is India. They like switches that pair the switch with an outlet. It seems Panasonic switches will continue to be used throughout the world.
Well, in Japan, there are so many buttons and switches all over, so there are many more buttons and switches that would be useful to know for people who come to visit Japan.
Yes, you're right. So we'll be showing you a few. This one was introduced to help relieve traffic jams and at the same time help pedestrians safely cross the street. And it usually looks like this. When you push this button, a sign says, please wait. And eventually, after a little while, the light will turn green.
So if you don't want to wait forever, you have to push the buttons.
You do. Now there's another button. And this is an example of a call button switch common at restaurant chains. You can see them on the table. And when the customer is ready to order and pushes the button, a server will appear to take your order. And it makes the wait time shorter and the operation in general more efficient.
So when you visit Japan, you may come across many other types of buttons. So if you're not sure how to use them, please ask someone around you. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so don't forget to tune in next week.
Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about. Japan's latest landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
Since ancient times, these massive stones have been bathed in sunlight. Local rituals, dating back to prehistoric times, attest to man's respect for the sun's power. The sun continues to nourish us, always, everywhere.
Today, Panasonic is helping people reduce CO2 emissions with solar panels and other energy management technologies. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Traditional,
consistent,
precise,
speedy,
professional, Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
The search is on to discover the next creative master of Asia. Japan's leading TV and radio network TBS brings to you the Digicon 6 Awards, giving visual artists in Asia an opportunity to create their dreams. Whether it's a short drama, animation, or music video, if it's yours, you may be the next winner of the Digicon 6 Grand Prize. For more details, check out digicon6.com. It's time to create your dreams.